Hell, not precisely the sort of place one books for a summer holiday. It has layers, you see, like a rather unfortunate onion. Dante Alighieri tried to map it. We are concerned today with one specific layer, the eighth circle to be exact, a place of particular curated unpleasantness, reserved for a sin that, on the surface, seems almost mundane. The eighth circle of hell. Its official portfolio fraud. Appearance, as they say, is everything. This is especially true in the infernal realms where the very essence of a being is reflected in its form. Even in the deepest pits of hell, where the landscape itself seems to writhe in agony and despair, appearance holds a significant power. Pythius was not aiming for approachable. His form was a deliberate choice, a manifestation of his very nature. His form was a carefully crafted statement, a visual proclamation of his dominion and malevolence. A testament to the ugliness of deceit, his appearance was designed to unsettle and terrify. He was, to put it mildly, a horror show. Every inch of his being was a grotesque display of treachery and malice. A walking, or rather skittering monument to all things treacherous and vile. His movements were unsettling, a constant reminder of his deceitful nature. He was designed to inspire pure, unadulterated dread. His presence alone could freeze the bravest of souls in their tracks. His body, if one could call it that, was a shifting nightmare. It was as if the very shadows of hell had conspired to give him form. Less solid flesh, more congealed darkness given form. Shadows clung to him, moving and writhing as if alive. Spite seemed to radiate from him in palpable waves. It was an aura that could be felt, a tangible force of malevolence. His eyes were pits of smoldering embers, burning with an eternal, unquenchable fire, glimpses into a furnace of pure malice. He was immense, a towering figure that dominated the hellish landscape. As a prince of hell should be, his stature was both imposing and terrifying. Towering over the tormented souls, he was a constant reminder of their eternal suffering. Casting a long, chilling shadow across the desolate plains of the Malebolge, Pythius was the embodiment of fear and despair. Now, we come to the signature features, the elements that truly set Pythius apart from your common garden-variety demon, his personal touches of terror. Consider his mane. It wasn't fashioned from hair, far too conventional for a prince of the eighth circle. No, Pythius aimed for something more expressive, something that truly spoke to his domain, and speak it did, constantly, in 1,000 whispering, deceitful voices that could drive one mad. His mane was composed entirely of human tongues, severed, yet disturbingly, preternaturally alive. They writhed and lapped, each one ceaselessly muttering, lies, slanders, false promises, treacherous whispers, the collective susurrus of every deceit ever uttered. Pythius was more than just a figurehead, more than a monstrous overlord. He was, in his own twisted way, an artist. His chosen medium was pain and suffering, his subjects the endless parade of damned souls, specifically the souls of fraudsters. His vast canvas was the Malebolge itself, each of its 10 ditches a unique installation of suffering. He didn't just punish, he curated. He sculpted agony with a craftsman's dedication, ensuring each torment was perfectly, exquisitely appropriate. He had little time for crude, unsophisticated brutality. That was for the lower echelons of hell's hierarchy, for the unimaginative fiends. Pythius preferred a more nuanced and sophisticated approach. Section 5 echoes in the Malebolge, the sufferings of the deceitful. Let us take a brief, unpleasant stroll through the Malebolge, a guided tour of Pythius's masterpieces. In the first ditch, for instance, one finds the panders and seducers, those who exploited others for their own gain. Their punishment? An eternal, relentless whipping, administered by horned demons with a distinct lack of sympathy, a rather straightforward retribution, but undeniably effective in its relentless monotony. Back and forth they ran, the lashes cracking like infernal thunder. Deeper in we encounter the flatterers, those whose words were sweet but hollow, whose praise was a poisoned gift. They are submerged, immersed in a vast, stinking river of human excrement. Section 6. Necroplasm's Keeper, fueling the infernal engines. Hell, like any vast, sprawling organization, requires resources. These resources are not just any ordinary materials but something far more sinister and potent. It runs on a particular kind of energy, a dark and malevolent force that fuels the very heart of this infernal realm. Not coal, not gas, Nothing so mundane. It runs on necroplasm, a substance that is as eerie as it is powerful. Necroplasm is the very essence of damned souls, extracted from their eternal torment and suffering. The raw, psychic effluvium of suffering distilled into a potent energy source that powers the infernal engines. It is the lifeblood of the infernal realms, coursing through the dark veins of hell like a river of glowing energy. The fuel for its armies, its magic, its very structure. Without it, the dark rituals and the demonic structures would lose their power. Without a steady supply, things would, rather inconveniently, grind to a halt. The infernal machinery would cease to function, and the dark realm would be thrown into chaos. And no one wanted that. The demon overseers and the hellish management would be in a state of panic trying to restore order. Well, no one on the management side anyway. The infernal overseers had a vested interest in maintaining the flow of necroplasm. Pythius played a rather significant role in this infernal economy. As a powerful demon lord, he oversaw the extraction and distribution of necroplasm. He was a key custodian of necroplasm, ensuring that the supply never dwindled and that the infernal engines kept running. The Eighth Circle, with its vast population of tormented fraudsters, was a particularly rich source. These souls, steeped in deceit and treachery, provided a potent form of necroplasm. Section 7. Commander of the Clawed, the Malebranche demons. No ruler, not even a prince of hell, governs entirely alone. Delegation is key, even when your primary business is torment. Pythius had his lieutenants, his enforcers, a brutish, unruly mob of demons known collectively as the Malebranche. The Evil Claws. The name was, it must be said, entirely accurate. There was no subtlety about them. They were Hell's riot squad, tasked with keeping order, or more precisely, ensuring the consistent application of disorder and pain. These Malebranche were not thinkers. They were doers. Section 8. A Hellspawn's Fury, the demise of a demonic prince. Even in hell, nothing lasts forever. The infernal realms, with their eternal flames and ceaseless torment, are not immune to the passage of time and the inevitability of change. Sic transit gloria mundi, as they say. The glory of the world is fleeting, and so too is the glory of hell, or in this case, sic transit gloria inferni. The grandeur of the infernal throne, once a symbol of unyielding power, now lies in ruins. Princes of hell, for all their bluster and power, are not immune to downfall. Their reigns, built on fear and domination, can crumble just as easily as any mortal empire. Hubris, that old chestnut, often plays a part. The overconfidence of these dark lords blinds them to the threats lurking in the shadows. Pythius, secure in his dominion of lies and torment, was about to receive an unexpected visitor. A figure shrouded in darkness, moving with purpose and intent, and an even more unexpected lesson in humility. The mighty prince, unaccustomed to challenge, found himself at the mercy of a force he could not comprehend. A very painful lesson as it happened. The agony of defeat was a new sensation for Pythius, one that he would not soon forget. The challenger was a hellspawn, a being forged in the fires of hell, yet possessing a will of iron. One of Malebolge's own creations, Al Simmons, a man who had once walked the earth, now transformed into a warrior of the damned, a soul forged in betrayal and reborn in infernal fire. His very essence was a testament to the cruelty and power of hell, sent back to earth as a warrior of hell. Yet his mission was not one of blind obedience. But hellspawn are notoriously difficult employees. Their wills, forged in the crucible of their own suffering, often clash with the commands of their infernal masters. Section 9. The enduring stain of fraud, Pythius's dark legacy. So, Pythius was no more, defeated, obliterated. One less name on Hell's extensive roster of middle management. A vacancy had opened up in the Eighth Circle. One imagines the infernal HR department was already sifting through applications. The business of torment, after all, must continue. Hell abhors a vacuum, especially when that vacuum could be filled with more suffering. The demand for punishment, sadly, never wanes. Yet though the prince was gone, his work endured. The Eighth Circle of Hell did not crumble with his demise. It remained, still dedicated to the eternal castigation of fraudsters.